just want to talk about Jan Bednarek. I don't think we covered that on the last one, Steve, because that was about to go through, obviously swapping the Championship for the Champions League. Clearly wanted to go, and I think as Glenn said today, 8 years at a club is quite a long time, and apart from the Villa thing, we wish him well.
Yeah, I mean, I think Glenn's comment in his blog kind of summed it up, really, that the guy's made 250 appearances and yet never quite gave the impression of being quite good enough to push us on to kind of that next tier above. Great in the Championship 2 years ago, was kind of passable for the most part, but had these little runs where he'd look pretty ropey. But yeah, I mean, he's stuck around when he could have thrown his toys out of the pram multiple times. So yeah, I mean, I kind of sort of feel that kind of praising somebody's loyalty when they've stuck around on the basis that we've given them ever increasing contracts, a little bit disingenuous. But I mean, and obviously on this latest contract that we gave him at the start of last season, obviously had this relegation release clause.
Yeah, it was odd, wasn't it? You didn't think that about that at the time, really.
No, and I mean, at the end of the day, I don't mind those being put in, and I mean, it's not a huge fee, is it? I mean, what's £6.5 million? But it does kind of represent probably reasonably fair value. Porto probably think that they've got a bit of a deal, but yeah, I mean, we'll see whether he's any good at replacing Pepe. I'm not sure he's quite onto the shithousery levels of the Portuguese great. Let's see how that goes.
I think you made a good point as well, Glenn, about the partners that he's played with over the years. A stronger partner in recent years. We might have had a different player on our hands.
I've always felt with him that he was a good sort of second centre half. So if we'd, like we had Jose Font for years, who made every player who played next to him better. But he was kind of the leader of the defence, and obviously we had the excellent players like Van Dijk. Anyone could play next to him and look decent. Bednarek in the Premier League, I always felt like he was performing at his kind of maximum capacity in order to just be okay. I never felt like he dominated Premier League strikers. Ironically, last year was the first time in 8 years that I'd seen him be really, really aggressive, and that was. Even Jurek obviously wanted him to be that aggressive defender who was quite happy to take a book in and was quite happy to give the centre forward a good old kick. And I always found him a little bit, up until that point, I always found him a little bit sort of like too passive. But as I said earlier when we were talking about Joe Aribo, he's not the sort of player that's so good that we're all crying in our beer that he's gone. And we should be able to. He would have been a good player for us this year. He probably would have been a starter. But at the end of the day, we've got other centre backs who in this division can do an equally good job. So,
it's possible someone like him would have kept out someone like Ronnie Edwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you kind of think, well, his development, actually, I think he's got the ceiling to go a lot higher.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an unbelievable move for Bednarek to go to Porto in the Champions League. I mean, it's a bit like George was talking about, Matty Fernandes. You can go from a bottom of the league Premier League side to a Champions League competing side in a league like Portugal, and there's no sort of disrespect to those leagues, but it goes to show if you can take a player from a failing team, put him into a winning structure where half the league is not a brilliant standard, and because they achieved well last year, obviously finishing high enough to qualify for the Champions League, then he can slot in, and I'm sure he'll do a half decent job there. It's a brilliant move for him, and I mean the Villa thing that's past now, and I think
done and dusted, isn't it?
Yeah, he came back and he did reasonably well when he came back. So, but yeah, I don't think he was the leader of the defence we all needed. But good luck to him wherever when he moves to Porto.